पहुंचता था, लोगों तक नहीं पहुंचता था, गरीबों तक नहीं पहुंचता, गरीब गरीब ही रहा, वो उठ नहीं सका। और धारा 370-35 की वजह से कश्मीर राज्य जो है वो पिछड़े राज्यों की श्रेणी में आ गया। महोदय, मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि जिन प्रदेशों में 370 नहीं है तो वहां क्या वो प्रदेश डेवलप नहीं हुए? महोदय, आज जिन प्रदेशों में 370 नहीं है वहां कारखाने भी हैं, वहां रोजगार भी है, वहां पर लोग खुश हैं, बड़े बड़े अस्पताल हैं, मेडिकल कॉलेज है, यूनिवर्सिटी है, लेकिन जम्मू कश्मीर में कुछ नहीं, क्योंकि वहां कोई जाना नहीं चाहता। महोदय, मैं थोड़ी सी बात करके अपना स्थान ग्रहण करूंगा। वेस्ट पाकिस्तान के रिफ्यूजियों की दुर्दशा जो है वो देखी नहीं जाती। उनके पास वोट डालने का हक नहीं है, वो 70 वर्षों से जम्मू कश्मीर में रह रहे हैं, लेकिन वोट नहीं डाल सकते, अपना मकान नहीं बना सकते, जमीन नहीं खरीद सकती। महोदय, उनका राशन कार्ड नहीं है, 70 वर्षों के बाद भी आज वो राशन कार्ड नहीं बनवा पाए हैं, उनके बच्चे कॉलेज में नहीं पढ़ सके और जीने को मजबूर है। अध्यक्ष महोदय जी, आज ये जो गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी ने ये जो जहां पर प्रस्ताव संकल्प और बिल लाया है, जम्मू कश्मीर की 150 लाख जनता जो है वो खुश है। अध्यक्ष महोदय जी, श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी ने देश की एकता और अखंडता के लिए प्राणों की बाजी लगा दी। एक देश में 2 प्रधान 2 निशान 2 संविधान नहीं चलेंगे, नहीं चलेंगे। महोदय जी, आज वो समय आया है कि अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी, श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी जी, दीनदयाल उपाध्याय जी के सपने को साकार करने के लिए नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी की सरकार के नेतृत्व में अमित शाह जी ने ये हिम्मत दिखाई और आज ये बिल जो है पास होने लगा है। मुझे लगता है कि उन महापुरुषों को भी शांति मिलेगी। अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं आप मुझे इशारा कराएं, मैं ज्यादा बातें ना करता हुआ इतना ही कहूंगा कि ये आज एक इतिहास रचने वाला है। देश के करोड़ों लोग जो देशभक्त लोग हैं वो देख रहे थे कि कब वो दिन आए जब नरेंद्र भाई मोदी देश के प्रधानमंत्री बने और अमित शाह जी गृह मंत्री बने और दफा 370 पता ना चले कि कहां गई और दफा 370 जम्मू कश्मीर से हट जाएगी। इतने शब्द कहते हुए मैं आपका धन्यवाद करता हूं। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
श्री ए राजा साहब, आप बालू जी बोलेंगे पहले। आपके नेता हैं बालू जी।
Thank you very much, sir. First time I have seen you all. You are not smiling always, sir. Sir, my friend of the Home Minister has brought a constitution amendment bill. Of course, it is a constitution amendment bill only. It should have been brought invoking 368. That is what I have said previously. But at the same time, he is, whatever I speak, whatever I debate, he will debate with great energy, because he can make mole into mountain, mountain into mole. Sir, I can point out the 5 judgment. AR 1970 SC 118 on 10/10/1968. The case is between Sambat Prakash versus State of Jammu and Kashmir. So the proviso for 373 should have been adopted by a resolution. In Rajya Sabha, what I shared from my friends, the bill was introduced. There was no resolution at that time. The proviso says, invariably the proviso should have been adopted by a resolution, because state assembly is not there. Yes. Later thought. I agree. But whatever it is, this particular resolution should have been adopted by the president. Then only the bill should have been introduced here. There or here. Is it not late? The president should have notified after the... Sir, addressing my friend is not a sin, sir. It is all same. They are more comfortable with me, because you are stopping me. Don't speak, stop it. Listen. They are more comfortable. They are my friends only. They are not inimical to me. We were working together, sir. Don't worry about all this. We won't fight with them. They are very good friends. Of course, they are sweet enemies. No problem. Sir.
When they are in trouble, we have helped them.
Sir. Sir, they said the judgment says like this. The first argument was that this article contained temporary provision. Yesterday, my friend was saying that temporary provision which is to be effective after the Constituent Assembly convened for the purpose of framing the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir state had completed its task by framing the Constitution for that state. Reliance was placed on the historic background in which this article, in which this article 370 was included in the Constitution to urge that the powers under this article were intended to be conferred only for the limited period until the Constitution of the state was framed, and the President could not resort to them after the Constituent Assembly had completed its work by framing the Constitution of the state. The background of the legislative history to which reference was made was brought to our notice by learned counsel by drawing attention to the speech of the then Minister of Home Minister, Mr. N. Gopalswamy Iyengar, when he moved the Constituent Assembly, Clause 306A of the bill, which now corresponds to Article 370 of the Constitution. It was stated by him that the conditions in Kashmir were special. The conditions in Kashmir were special and required special treatment. The special circumstances which referred was made by him were one, that there had been a war going on within the limits of Jammu and Kashmir state. That was a ceasefire agreed at the beginning of the year, and the ceasefire was still on. 3, the conditions in the state were still unusual and abnormal, and they had not settled down. 4, the part of the state was still in the hands of rebels and enemies, that our country was entangled with the United Nations in regard to Jammu and Kashmir, and it was not possible to say when would be free from the entanglement. This is what I want to quote first, sir. The second is para 5, sir. We are not impressed by either of these two arguments advanced by Mr. Ramamurthy so far. As a historical background concerned, the Attorney General appearing on behalf of the government also relied on its to urge the provisions of Article 370 should be held to be continuing in force because the situation that existed when this article was incorporated in the Constitution had not materially altered. And the purpose of introducing the article was to empower the President to exercise his discretion in applying the Indian Constitution while that situation remained unchanged. There is considerable force in this submission. That is what the judges have said, sir. There is a considerable force in his submission. Sir, my question is, you are bringing a legislation, you are bringing a constitutional change. It's okay. As far as you are concerned, you are right. As far as we are concerned, that is not correct. Sir, you are not consulting the state legislature. You may say the state legislature is not in existence. Why this particular government, the then government, the same government which was in the last 5 years, they should have conducted the election, sir. During the Lok Sabha election, they should have conducted the assembly election also. But the will of that is what I suggest is, the will of the people is not reflected here. The will of the people will be truly reflected when there was an assembly. He may say, constitutionally it is correct, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, they can pass resolution, send it to President, get back as a bill can be passed because they have got a brute majority. Only by virtue of brute majority, these bills are passed every day. my friend, Parliament Affairs, very shrewd Parliament Affairs, Mr. Smart Parliament Affairs Minister. He is producing 2 bills, 3 bills every day, sir. It is just like a production hall of bills. And you are also, my friend, Speaker also smilingly approve everything without any discussion. After discussion, how back discussion, no problem, sir. You are making use of that time. Sir, no, sir.
So क्या माहौल बन रहा है कि ज्यादा विवेक पास हो रहा है?
Politically, everybody taking some. My friend Joshi is very sure. He is always in preparation. He is always in producing the bill. He is also every day 2 bills, 3 bills. Almost 35 bills he has passed in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Very efficient. My friend Mr. Joshi is very capable of handling anything because he would have been trained by my friend Home Minister. So that is not. You don't smile. It is a matter of. I am sharing my views only. So my suggestion would be to the Home Minister straight away. I am asking, sir. Yeah. My dear friend, you are too smart. You are too smart. And why should you interfere with me?
Half a minute. In Bajpayee government, when we ministered together, you may recall, we used to pass many bills, including your bills. So we work the same way.
Yes, I concur with your views. At times, under the Vajpayee's rule, underline that. I cannot say more over and above. I cannot say over and above. Only thing is, sir, the thing is, what do you achieve? What is the end result of this? Yes, you are passing the bill. The bill is being, definitely it has to be passed by evening. Definitely you have got the majority. Definitely we will be losing. We will be walking out or we will be voting against. But at the same time, the net result is, you are passing it, you are making the mighty state government into a municipality. 2 municipalities are being created. One municipality by a joint secretary, another municipality in another joint secretary. The governors, our Home Minister is going to appoint the governors in the status of joint secretaries. Andaman joint secretary, there's a governor, lieutenant governor, here on lieutenant governor. Who will care all these people, sir? Who will care all these people? Will there be a rule of law? Will there be a rule of law? My requirement is rule of law only. Whether ex-Home Minister, Y Home Minister, prepare the bill and send it and pass. But at the same time, what is the end result? The end result is more important. What is the end result? It will be under the head of Lieutenant Governor and Governor, joint secretaries together. They cannot manage. They cannot, day-to-day administration or central government could not be managed by joint secretaries. Only the ministers are done. Ravi Shankar like this, ministers can have some say with the joint secretaries, not the new ministers. New ministers are not being heard by those people. I know what is going on. They could not do anything. They could not materially, they could not deliver the goods to the public. Even the senior minister says, they are not agreeing. This is what I am inferring from the state, the central government administration, sir. My dear friend, only thing I want an end result to be, at the end of your reply, I should know, what are you going to do with this? In the past, many problems, intrusion, 7 people killed, intruders have been killed. You are asking the Pakistan counterpart, please come and take these bodies. Otherwise, the bodies will be there. You cannot dispose the bodies. Can't you hand over it to the Red Cross Society? 2 days they were upon. They were requesting the mighty government of India is going on begging the Pakistan government, please come and take these bodies. Please come and take the bodies. Headlines, all TV's headlines, they are putting in the headlines. That is what is happening. Day-to-day affair. Security problem has not been solved. Our people in the borders are not safe. That is more important. Have you brought any solace to the people who are living at the edge of our borders? And porous borders we are having. Every day people are intruding. Terrorists they're coming and just walk free. Is there any solution to stop the terrorists coming into this, intruding into this? I want to know. The Home Minister is capable of answering. He may answer, but at the same time, end result will not be there. Only thing more complication will arise. That is what we expect as an opposition, responsible opposition. I can only warn our friends. A friend in need is a friend indeed. I am your friend. We are all your friend. At the same time, you are capable of handling the situation. When you are capable of handling the situation to deal with opposition, get a brute majority, I appreciate you. Really, I appreciate you. Even though you are an opposition member, even though you are all in opposition, I appreciate your might and coordination. See that your party is power even after 5 years. Nobody knows whether the drawbacks are not there. There are umpteen numbers of drawbacks and say politically, but I don't want to say all these things. But at the same time, you have got the majority and you are going to sail along this bill. My end result at the end of the day, what we are going to achieve. Why don't we wait for some time? The true will be reflected by the legislature, local legislature only, not by this parliament. Parliament is not known for that purpose. When there is a government, when there is no government, you can just administer. But at the same time, there is a clear-cut evidence is there. The judgment it is there. It reflects that. It reflects that particular legislature, Constitutional Assembly is capable of handling such situation. But you have not given the opportunity to the Constitutional Assembly. You should have done it well in advance. You thought your bill is just to push your manifesto. In your manifesto, you said 370 will be implemented. Erased. And 370 since 370 you want to abrogate 370, that is being done by you. That's all. Just to see the wishes of your party, not the public. If you are well enough, if you trust the public can vote for you for 370, abrogation 370, you should have done it. The state selection should have done it. You were not trusting at that point of time. You were not trusting. I am not trusting the people. That is why I can get it passed in the Lok Sabha. That is why I am conducting the Lok Sabha. That is what Harris would have told. You simply put your people there. Whether they are defeated or elected, it is not a problem. My aim is to get the things brute majority somewhere here and there, but not in South. Why don't you get the things done in South? In Kerala you cannot do it. In Tamil Nadu you cannot do it. Why? What is the reason for that? You should come forward. You should come. You are smiling, you are laughing, smiling. You are heckling it. But you cannot heckle at me. You cannot heckle at Kerala friends. There is no chance at all. Because elite people are not with you. The people who have got awareness, hey, simply sit down. You don't have any work, but sit down. Here, the parliament is known for people who have got backbones, not like you.
Why is he talking?
Sir, you have allowed me.
मैं आपके 8 हैं.
No problem, sir. Sir, you have allowed me. No problem. I'm concluding. Only thing, the last point I am not scolding anybody, but only thing, you have allowed me because I have got backbone. Not the people with the backbone. Why all these things? No, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, my friends are there, very senior friends are there. I have learned many things from them. And I have to learn from Ravi also. And Mr. Home Minister, you should have been somewhat, you should have conducted the legislature, the assembly election. Since you are very comfortable, you are very comfortable. You should have not Probably you should have not thought of it, probably. And whatever the things, corrective measures should be taken, and we see that proper management of the border. The borders management is more important. The porous should be immediately, the porous condition should be arrested, and our people should live in peace. So, Pakistan issue cannot be solved by this. Your aim should have been, the Pakistan issue should be stopped forthwith. Then, if that was the cause for this bill, definitely I would have supported, but unfortunately I could not support because you have not done it. Thank you.
श्री सुधीर बंदोपाध्याय साहब.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I rise to speak on the subject Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill 2019 and Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Amendment Bill 2019. So far the second one is concerned, nothing to oppose, because in genuine matters we are always very cooperative. But the situation is appearing after this abolition of 370 that as if a war footing situation is arising. On one side is Jammu Kashmir people, not if Jammu Kashmir at least, and the other parts of the country. And this situation is being projected, fortunately or unfortunately, by the government side. It is not to be allowed to happen. Jammu and Kashmir are integral part of India, as if we are brothers and sisters to each other. We have that feeling. Upon Jammu and Kashmir we have our separate sentiment. Kashmir is known as the paradise of the world. Bhushar kahe jate hai isko. So why should we pose like this that we have won a battle? I don't want to go for any post-mortem when 370 was introduced, how it was introduced. But the fact is, sir, when 370 was introduced or incorporated, maybe that time it was most important or effective step, because we are not alive that time. That time Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Maharaja Hari Singh, Sardar Patel, I have no hesitation to mention his name. So all in combined manner incorporated 370, and even after independence it was not decided. Hari Singh couldn't decide that whether Jammu and Kashmir will merge with Pakistan or with India. So ultimately, Hari Singh, as the king of Jammu and Kashmir, he decided to join with India. And that time some facilities were allotted and provided to them. So I should say that it should not always be criticized that time 370 was incorporated in a wrong way, in a wrong manner, or in a very bad way. Sir, we still believe with the principles of secularism, communal harmony, and unity of the country. We believe in the principles of unity in diversity. We believe in the principles of Nana Bhasha, Nana Mat, Nana Poridhan, Bibidher Maje Dekho, Milano Mohan. Sir, we are the believers of the principles of Ek Jati, Ek Pran, Ekota, Ei Desh Amader Vidhata. So whether it is this side or that side, any part of the country, we should always try to project, if any decision is adopted by any government, with their own capacity, if they have their constitutional right, power, majority, they can certainly come to the field or to the parliament. But I feel that it could have been better if the leaders of the all political parties of the country would have been discussed once while going before to take such a very crucial step which has shaken the country. Sir, now the decision has been taken, Jammu and Kashmir is no more a state. I will request the Honorable Home Minister to clarify that why it has been shifted to Union Territory. What could happen if it would continue as a state itself amongst which other states of the country? This is a feeling I want to know. Sir, my question that is this state will throw Jammu and Kashmir in a more uncertain way, in the direction of more uncertainty, whether law and order situation will remain intact. Already near about more than 50,000 of central forces have been sent over there. I apprehend whether government has made a very positive plan, and if so, they should explain and clarify to the House. Because there are apprehensions that situation may become more aggressive, situation can become more agitative, situation can move throughout the country in a bad way, in a bad manner. Sir, we love Jammu and Kashmir with our heart, but horror of terrorism and also activities of terrorists made this state horrible to visit this paradise. We want to become attached, associated with Jammu and Kashmir in a very loving manner, in a very positive manner, and the present situation should not throw this zone and area towards major uncertainty. Sir, what we have felt, and the leaders of the other opposition parties, where we are saying it very categorically, yesterday I was hearing the speech of the leaders of the opposition and leaders of the government benches, and also the speech of Honorable Home Minister in the Rajya Sabha. Somewhere is it being reflected as lacking of constitutional morality and procedural lapses? It should be analyzed and to be clarified to the House by the Honorable Home Minister what we are apprehending that such thing has happened. Sir, this bill as a whole, we consider that not actually accepted to all. And so many questions are being asked, many queries are being inquired, not only by the political parties, by the different sections of the people also. Jammu and Kashmir, we feel that release of Farooq Abdullah type people, Umar Abdullah type people, Mufti Mehbooba type former Chief Minister, unnecessary, why they are being kept arrested? Will it create further or generate further tensions in the country, whether government is aware of the situation or keeping proper information about this? We feel that this bill is against the constitutional immorality and procedural harikiri prohibited. Sir, if we take part on the voting of this bill, whether we vote in favor or we vote in against, will become the partner of this bill, which we do not want to become. And for which, at an ultimate conclusion, we decide to walk out by opposing this bill, with a request that no atrocity should happen in Jammu and Kashmir, no torture will happen to Jammu and Kashmir, to keep the residents of those areas, they should remain peaceful, they will be allowed to remain with peace and harmony, they are to be given the opportunity to live as an Indian citizen with their full command and confidence. By saying this, sir, as we don't want to be part of this bill at all, whether by support or by opposing, we, Trinamool Congress, walk out from the meeting.
दादा आपका चांस गया। डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह जी, डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह जी आप, हाँ उसके बाद।
धन्यवाद। जब मैं ये चर्चा सुन रहा था तो मुझसे ना रहा गया, ये ध्यान में आया कि आज से ठीक 66 वर्ष पूर्व 11 मई 1953 को अमृतसर पंजाब से होते हुए पठानकोट से गुजरते हुए कठुआ लखनपुर मेरे क्षेत्र में से श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी ने जम्मू कश्मीर राज्य में प्रवेश करते हुए गिरफ्तारी दी थी। और गिरफ्तारी के समय उन्होंने अपने युवा सहयोगी अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी को कहा था, अटल, गो एंड टेल द वर्ल्ड दैट श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी हैज एंटर्ड जम्मू कश्मीर विदाउट परमिट। यदि आज मुखर्जी जिंदा होते तो अपने मखसूस अंदाज में, अपने अनोखे लबो लहजा में जिस तरह से वो बात किया करते थे, वो ये कहते, Go and tell the world, Modi has abrogated Article 3. 11 मई 1953 को उनको हवालात में ले लिया गया बिना कोई कारण बताए। वो लोकसभा के एक माननीय सदस्य थे, बिल्कुल उसी तरह जिस तरह से हम हैं। साउथ कोलकाता कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी से चुनकर के आए थे, पूर्व केंद्रीय मंत्री थे, राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष थे एक राष्ट्रीय दल के, जनसंघ के। पहुंचने से पहले उन्होंने अपनी सूचना भी दे रखी थी शेख अब्दुल्ला को, जो उस समय प्रधानमंत्री थे, क्योंकि उस समय नॉमेनक्लेचर प्रधानमंत्री का हुआ करता था। उसके बावजूद उन्हें उठाकर के 44 दिन हवालात में रखा गया। मुझे ताज्जुब हुआ उस संवेदनशीलता पर जो अभी व्यक्त हुई। अभी 24 घंटे भी नहीं गुजरे कि साहब कहाँ हैं, कहाँ हैं, कहाँ हैं, कहाँ हैं। अभी तो किसी ने कहा भी नहीं कि कोई अरेस्ट हुआ है इस यहाँ का माननीय सदस्य। लेकिन इतनी संवेदनशीलता, यही राजनीतिक दल, यही राजनेता 40 दिन नहीं 44 दिन बिना किसी प्रोटोकॉल के, बिना किसी नियम के, यदि उनका यही आरोप था कि वो बिना अनुमति के प्रवेश कर रहे थे, तो कितने नाके क्रॉस करके लोग आते हैं, उनको धकेल दिया जाता है, उन्हें वापस भेज दिया जा सकता था पंजाब गाड़ी में डाल करके। लेकिन पब्लिक सेफ्टी एक्ट लगा करके मानो एक सोचे समझे षड्यंत्र के अंतर्गत उन्हें हवालात में लिया गया। और 23 जून को जब संदिग्ध परिस्थितियों में उनकी मृत्यु होती है, तड़के प्रातः 2:30-3 बजे, तो 5-6 घंटे तक किसी को सूचना नहीं दी जाती, ना उनके परिवारजनों को, ना वहां के स्थानीय जनसंघ प्रजा परिषद के नेताओं को, पंडित प्रेमनाथ डोगरा को, अन्य लोगों को। और लगभग 2 बजे आकाशवाणी पर उनकी मृत्यु की सूचना आती है। और उसके अगले दिन जब उनका शव कलकत्ता पहुंच रहा था, पश्चिम बंगाल के मेरे साथी इस बात से परिचित हैं। जनसमूह उमड़ा था वहां पर उनके शव को रिसीव करने के लिए, और श्रीनगर से मात्र 7,000 रुपए का किराया देने के लिए सरकार ने पेशकश नहीं की थी। और आज किस संवेदनशीलता की दुहाई दी जा रही है कि साहब पता नहीं कौन हालात में चला गया, कौन क्या हो गया, किसी ने कहा भी नहीं फिर भी। और इसलिए आज हम जम्मू कश्मीर के कार्यकर्ता विशेषकर पिछले 60 वर्षों से संघर्ष करते रहे, गिरफ्तारियां देते रहे, आंदोलन करते रहे, प्रतिवर्ष उनका पखवाड़ा मनाते रहे, लेकिन आज उनको सही श्रद्धांजलि देने का समय आया है। जब इतिहास रच रहा होता है तो उसके जो पाक्षी होते हैं, पात्र होते हैं, उनको इस बात का एहसास नहीं होता, लेकिन भविष्य में जब कोई इतिहासकार इतिहास लिखेगा और इतिहास को हम पढ़ेंगे तो मुझे विश्वास है 300 के 303 सदस्य भाजपा के जो यहां बैठे हुए हैं वो गर्व से अपने बच्चों को, अपने नाते नातियों को कह सकेंगे,
समर्थन कर रहे हैं, जो समर्थन भी
क्षमा कीजिए एनडीए के भी,
और जो समर्थन दे रहे हैं लोग
के 17वीं लोकसभा में
కాశ్మీర్ పునర్విభజన చట్టం పైన లోక్సభలో చర్చ సాగుతోంది. అటు అధికార ప్రతిపక్షాల మధ్య